Amo adwo amo akwaba de Adom TV so bra so se de big agenda dwumadi bra nkra ha de nsuo no de fe sa mini ba bia wo se de tie wada no mu adwo papa etete bia adwuma no e wo se ye yo na ne nkoma aye die no ye hwe eye LGBTQ+ ehun nkomodie ene mpo kwa be fa so e be din nkomo no enkonko wie se ye ne ama ahoduo bi ntem e be basa obìnrin be se international relations and say diplomatic relations no enkonko se yinim sam ma ahoduo bi wa sebe wo bese mu oduro e wo mpuntuo mu a wo mo no epiepia sa de yi nanso so no sebe oman bia de ne ho eto da bia na dua bi buto dua bi so ansa na drunkwanse ye men ya ye nsanso ye che adware yi ye sa ye bonzua ne nam na lala so lala nti se nkomo no ye ni no ne kwanso akwa wie nso no na ya chechire ye ma no akobo ne fe yi ase a nso ya asem foforo na mom no kre no e ba akopɛ ene se omamu no ese wonom empe ene efiri nananom hemfo e de kɔ omembra so dua fie kasamafo yewura Urban Smana Kingsford Bagben de atudwa se enkomodi a ekoso no on de wo de kokobo na ma ahodo alnam sifo wa se mo nyoma dwen se wo do mo mamu kwantuo ho nkrata ne akwanya ebehunahuna obia sanse de omanfo ne ka no say the voice of the people is the voice of God. Enti setie bia no ebenya to base ne bibia nsem na yedi enkomo no akwani mo midi na sei ampofo je yetwe omrai ba big agenda nie ya mo akwaba. Afe ya mo adwo asan mo akwaba biem na yenkwa homa no so na owura Adib Sani international relations expert ewo ho ye ne no eni nkomo Adib ya mo adwo mo akwaba ba Adom TV big agenda so
yenia
me yiri so ho ye pa
eda Nyankopon aseminia
ye da twede ampo Nyankopon ase before say ye bedi nkomo nkra me pese obetie right honorable speaker Urban Kingsford Smana Bagben ne nsema odi atodwa about foreign diplomat as a bia omemo adwen se ombe nioma bi de etia especially members of parliament omo lead this anti LGBTQ+ bill no na yentie ne nansa na fe yeni nkomo no
no.
Ghanaians have spoken with one voice. I sit here as the Speaker of Ghana. I represent Ghanaians and the country Ghana. We have spoken with one voice that we don't want anything to do with whatever terms they add, because there's still no end yet. As we are told, we used to call it lesbians and gays. Then they started talking about transgender, they talked about transsexual, they talked about queer, and they've added another Q. And then they started intersex, and then they brought another A. They added another A. Now they added P. And then they see two letters that they see a plus. One of their activists called Mo said in social media, I'm a funny person. That the speaker is a funny person. I will continue to be funny to make sure that the right thing is done. I am pro-life, and I will continue to be funny to make sure that lives are saved in the world. I will continue to be funny to ensure that this world created by God as a garden of Eden for us to enjoy will continue to be enjoyable by all of us. We will not threaten any person, but we shall also not be threatened. And all those threatening the members of parliament who are leading this bill, please be warned.
All right, Eti, Adibote, right honorable speaker, Urban Smana Bagbena, very straight to the point, and we were saying one man say words esi pempen or pain. It depends on where you stand. Was a argument and I say komodie we mu na be hu say papa no kra ni nyina na waka no ana say as why hash wo ekwan bi so na make say depends on where you stand. What as an international relations expert, sa warning and a caution or de ma international diplomat and entities are on mo feel say on betima budozu omo way true. Now ma came ye nipa bi na yakoi into agreeing and as accepting omo nyoma omo pe no. Ekwa be de be fa so be manage no.
Yo, and yes, surprising because Honorable Ibrahim Bagbin, or a devout Catholic, apart from the belief, or consistent with the principles of Ghana. As a matter of fact, Kumbia or more principles, or more traditions, or more norms, and yet in the place of Ubi to force another country to accept their onupe. Yes, it brings confusion because Ghana, to me, issue statements. You see, US, France, UK almost accepted polygamy. They begin to me, because it is not their way. The same way America, UK, and these so-called Western countries, only right whatsoever to force a DIM pet down our throats. Almost see they be democracy, and the majority of the people are saying pet. Okay, fine. Another a different country I am believing in democratic tenets by decree. Okay, President Petrumiaka say illegal. You chewa, you pum, and I say, okay. But because of the fact that your democracy are being since the inception of the Fourth Republic, you see, so let's go through the normal, approved, acceptable process and na parliament so that voter then president be accepted. What is wrong with this? Because it's a democratic exercise. Okay, so for me, in as much as a critical say respecting, protecting the safety and the lives of LGBT, so-called LGBT community, at the same time, so we should ensure say laws, especially after parliamentary processes, But at the same time, also, Western countries understand they say, penny, and no amount of aid threats, but foresee into accepting that because Arab countries, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Egypt, and those Argentina, they don't force them to accept because all the Arab countries receive America. In fact, aid are from America exchange or African pool. Because Egypt say every year, I think over $1 billion in military aid. Okay, but nobody is asking them to accept gayism because say, excuse my language, a lot of African leaders need principles. Because of their corrupt practices, they over rely on donor support. Meanwhile, opportunities. Ghana, Kofi Annan of blessed memory, see, yet the right taxes. Experts are Ghana, the right taxes are. We wouldn't need $1 from IMF. Okay? So I think that, you're showing some principles, some integrity. So at least we get the message to them once and for all, clear, with no ambiguity.
Meaning, say, some of our chiefs, Asha, see, Nano, Kranza say, Kranza, Ehima, the chairman, the Betu, Gasse, Tessa, Subai, no ma brakura, ye chi was ampotem one more. Omuno bedin one town, me you finidino, just yesterday information fi by ohene no so a kire se ye ba be chewa ye be ba ne show I hope say producer be kai din no na waboa me ye betwa wasu afiri on te sa so afie kro be wo se mu hye mu amo ye sa de no ye ba betwa gya to fie nim and other places actually say
including Tamale Omuchi
yes is it chogu what Tamale eho na sade ne sie gomua otrapo yes gomua otrapo na meka no almost a threatening say ye che wo say fie we mu kra na sha yes ade na mo betwa gya kra de ato fie nim until the signals are very clear from our traditional authorities are going forward no ma me hu say ade no yempe baby a akwakoye issue kakra impo nansen eye honorable Sweeney the application I turn it down Netherlands embassy kra na nipa ni bi attribute say as oka wo mo a won mo yes our private members bill no hu nti e bia ye refuse the visa ne ho keka ho no enkomodie no ekọ indications ne intentions no aye clear ne management se beye na enkonko ba se ye ni ama hodo ntem ne beye basa no ehe fa no mum na wose tutu ye na agina biem.
You know, yeah. Sometimes, Abrofonu, they feel say because of the corrupt practices of most African leaders, you know, because of incompetence, inefficiencies, almost top either a bit affected. Well, remember what he said after the Second World War. Time of America, France, Britain, Germany, or more colonies all over the world. Colonies no are ruling. They got up and felt like, hey, a time for independence. For example, French. Now, Indo-China war no, and no, na defeated French, and French thought that, hey, if they are no longer in charge, those countries would crumble. But they stood on their feet. Then Algerians, Moroccans, almost independence, and that is what even actually led to the French Algerian Civil War, okay, in the 1950s. Then other countries, to say Cameroon, no installing some puppet regime led by Amadou Alegi, and they killed the other person who felt like they be imperialists for them. But in the end, in essence, when the struggles succeeded and those countries stood on their feet. Okay, so there was a general unified approach, especially continental level and a subcontinental level. Okay. We can send a clear signal.
All right, Adib, ubejina so na mamenko na your traditional settings are very prominent about omei ye mpeni ndimu anase leadership a. Omo so making it clear na nana ba force akode kasama for man kranza ehima ye no eni enkomo na enwumre nkwaso. Nana ba for Nana ba force akode wada ma atimenka. Hello. All right, I'm say Nana entimenka nti Adib wo beto aso ma me. Hello Adib.
There was a unified approach, So you bet me a clear signal to these, Western countries. In fact, without your aid, we can still ensure, say, your citizens are very well catered for. Okay, unfortunately, always you're caught one hand in tap, appealing for aid. We want aid. And then why would they not? Why would they respect us?
Let's say yeah, actually inside the akosho manum na omo person omo chair there. But set no, I know say yen so said the man penny betransfer we declare Ghana beyond aid. I first year work towards sa ade no. For say internally nankasa no, are you not having people, our local people, indigenous people are almost so pushy because obi kra be say and yes abrofo na pese de share compese de share but you hu bro ni bia obegina obi so a o ka bibi etisa.
Well, unfortunately, with all due respect, Ghana beyond either,
I did Jinaswami say Nana Bafo Abanti, Mr. Jinaswami na menye Nana and Mwasem Kakre. Nana Bafo Sako, the Mwajuma Kwa big agenda. So, hello, Nana. Nana ba for what me ka. Hello. Wow. Mse Sala Nana Ntimeka. Adi mpacho me.
Okay, so sir, Ghana beyond it, no, I think it was just a political statement because still, either from IMF, any World Bank, any so to say a costume.
Of course, you can't keke nye bibia mfa.
No, David, of course. I mean, a statement. The main 19 who named Sika IAG because of COVID-19 from abroad. Me need figures to the last decade, but it's a chunk. It's a great deal of money. Like it also, even still, yeah, developmental idea from infrastructure to healthcare, very dependent on it. Meanwhile, you were oil, you were goods, you were cocoa, so all of it mostly because of the way you mismanage your resources. And see, your Ghana had Chinese from Ghana, your rosewood, very, very priceless rosewood. We helped them take it away to China. After Chinese almost started cocoa, so I think a lot of it has to do with leadership. And Aprofono, they've recognized the fact that, hey, African leaders, they're over to armed to storm. And almost 2 years ago. Almost Arab countries, almost Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and those other countries, and try it and see. So I mean, blame more completely. We are also to be blamed.
Nipa of the view say enche Parliament ebe reconvene and as some be resume na edru brass abewe akwakoto dwa na yedi ho anobaba nyina wi na yebeto so aba anka yenye no open ballot enye secret like yembie mu na de woto bia oto yes a opagya ne nsa na anka Ghana fo nyina hu se nipa semasi ena to minim se one sa ankrofo na omo call for sade no eya adwen am.
Yeah, no open because there were other votes on my parliament. No, open. So that day also I expect religious leaders, clergy, both both Muslim and Christian clergy, chief imam, or parliament that day, and we'll be watching closely on TV, okay, and be listening on radio to see which MPs would betray the country. Because where they who vote in favor of against that bill, no, then I'm sorry to say you are not one of us. Why betray Ghana, and you've betrayed the people of Ghana? Because it is so un-Ghanaian and so out of this world. Nothing like Ghana, David. So we cannot allow it to happen.
All right, Adi, mamena wasi home. Na yemfa nkomo ni nsi ye nyina ye watwene nemom minim se kwan bi ho no before krase be possible ye betimi aye e de bie nkofo ani ene o madwen mu o sa de we ho a.
So education, public education, very important, and I expect civil society organizations they better take up because there were implications a lot of implications because Ghana is commissioned on what I say. A lot of the infection through madness way, a lot of the infection, and Ghana government are dedicating millions of dollars in fighting HIV/AIDS. Those monies could have been used to build toilet facilities in our neighborhoods. They could have been used to patch up potholes and even construct new roads. So I feel developmental in nature, security in nature, and it affects every single Ghanaian. So let's not look at it as, it doesn't affect us in any way. It affects.
All right. Adom Sani, international relations expert now to say any din komono. Unfortunately, yentimi anya na ba force akode na ya anya nanom no afem edie. Nemum warning akode amani pa bi e various communities bi ne traditional areas bi se unim na ado ho kwhye sa adem no mochewa emfa ho ne mra ye be sha na ye nya nhye ye omno bi di na nyonyonyonyonyo esu ko room a woyɛ de room afo ye wokɔ mo akrom so a woyɛ mo asɛm sans woanyɛ mo asɛm mbɛkyeware medi nana sɛ yampofo gye na sɛ nkɔma kwa mkule no produce show no ne production team ni nyina na me yɛ adom a ɔkyena ebɛsɛ hyia Obega agenda so